incredible man. I only do things incredible can. Cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do. When you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat. Showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me. Cause that's who I am.
Backfield, your quarterback scared, I see it in his eyes. Sent the receiver in motion, that's just a disguise. My linebackers, they stepping up, clog the hole, no letting up. Taking on the big blocks, on fourth down we get big stops. My secondary is balling out, your offense keeps stalling out. How many yards? Like none at all. Cause special teams come punt the ball and it's gone. And you never see me fair catch. I get a block and then I'm gone like a Lear jet. My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win, win, we just came to win. Win, win, we just came to win. First and 10.
All right, welcome to the broadcast live post-game show brought to you by CSI Mechanical. I'm Kevin Hastings tonight along with Will the Thrill Boykins. We've got Dennis Davis in the house as well. And then Andre's in the house grabbing up scores. JP's got food. You feel better now, Will? You good? pull that mic up to your mouth and have a talk there. Good
Hello,
evening.
Kevin.
Oh, hold on.
See, you didn't want me to talk
it
today.
was
You didn't want me to hear.
No,
you didn't want me to talk.
It was working. I just couldn't hear you. We couldn't hear you. It was good and bad. It was good. We couldn't hear you, but it worked. We got scores. Will, you gonna give some scores for the folks at home? That's come across the board.
Okay, now I can give them now.
Let's go with
Put me
these.
some scores up. And up in Lundell, Crest is 36, Burns is 13, Shelby 21, the Rockets 21, West Lincoln is 47, Treville is 7, Kramer Storm 14, Chase Trojans 16, East Lincoln 39, Forest View 8, North Lincoln 21, Lincoln 0. That's a surprise. We got East Rutherford 6 and Roberson Rams 49. West Henderson 35. Hendersonville 0. Who's this?
Knoxville Catholic.
Knoxville Catholic Fighting Irish.
Knoxville Catholic Fighting Irish.
You know anything about
19. Brevard 6. I have no idea. Never heard of this school before.
They were like 3-7 last year. That's probably why.
Okay. What are they from? Knoxville?
Yeah, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Wow.
One of those interstate rivals.
Yeah.
All right, we got South Caldwell 42.
16, 19.
All right.
Sorry about that. Real quick, Burns did just score. It is now 36-21. Burnt Crest over Burns. There's your score update from Lawndale. Go ahead, Will.
It is South Caldwell 42, R Central 8. We got Tuscola 14, Polk County 10, Patton 0, Drone 21, and it's 0-0 in North Gaston and Bessemer City. Hickory Grove Lions is 42, Highland Tech 0. That is a finish right there. That game's finished. East Gaston at 7, and who is this?
East Gas Corvion Community Cardinals. You ever heard of them either?
Never
You're about to go
heard of
through a list of folks that we've actually never had on KTC. So good luck with the next few.
Covent Day Lions 0. Thomas Jefferson 0.
Real quick update. Chase up now 31-14 on WAGY KTCBroadcasting.com.
Oh.
Go ahead.
All right. That's a lot in a little bit. It was 16-14. That's a lot in a little bit.
2 scores, 31-14 now for Chase. South Caldwell, that is a final. South Caldwell is 50-16 over RS Central. So you will have a new number 1 this week on the Power Poll in KTC Broadcasting. So RS Central falls to South Caldwell again, 50-16. All right, well, back to wherever you was.
I don't know.
You did Corvion and East Gaston. So Covenant, Thomas Jefferson, we don't have a score. How about Kings Mountain and Cox Mill?
Kings Mountain and Cox Mill. Kings Mountain 27 and Cox Mill 13. And Hunter Huskies 6 and High Brighton 15. 0-0 is Mountain Out Charter and Charlotte Latin. Who is that? South Lake Christian and Pine Lake 0-0. We don't have a score in that game. We don't. We do have a score in the Charlotte Country Day Buccaneers in the Community School of Davidson.
How would you like to announce that game? Tonight, the Charlotte Country Day Buccaneers against the Community School of Davidson Spartans. That takes forever just to say that the matchup.
21-22, the Community School of Davidson Spartans is in the lead there. Don't have a score in the North Scope Bishop McGinnis game. 14 is, who is that? Lake Norman Charter.
Yep.
14 and Winston-Salem Prep 0. Don't have a score in the
Union County.
And,
Cardinals. Christ the King.
Crusaders. Cruiser.
All right.
Crushers.
The Crusaders.
Whatever it is.
All right, wait right there. Crest is down inside the 5 right now, so we're going to go out to Lawndale for that.
Let's go inside the 5.
Whoops, let me move the screen there for you folks.
You know what the Burns Bulldogs have not had today is a turnover.
Looks like
Need
Crest
to
scored.
force a turnover.
14.
Huge right here.
I think Derek Mitchell's checked into the backfield.
Tom
Split
begging for a
backs
turnover
again.
right here.
Old school football, and Mitchell get it, and he'll right up the middle, and he'll plow in for a touchdown.
No penetration on the
So
Bulldogs
that
on
is
that
a
one.
numbers bookkeeping touch.
So that's going to make it 42-21. We'll see. We'll just
Oh, wait
we'll
a
keep
minute.
it right there
Will,
while Crest.
What score
has
did I
the,
predict in that game?
42-24.
Oh, you're right on it. We'll see. We're going to leave you right there, folks. See if they get the extra point while we go over that. I'll give you some more scores. Hickory 6-0 over Newton Conover. Bunker Hill 21-0 over St. Stephen's right now. West Iredale leads West Caldwell 28-7. East Burke 14-6 over Freedom. Bandy's 28-6 over Ford. Statesville and Lake Norman are tied 7-all. Starmount down 14-7 to North Iredale. Dennis, you were asking about that.
It's good.
Kick is up and it's good. 43-21 Crest Chargers over the Burns Bulldogs right now. Watauga 42-0 over Avery County. Wilkes and Alexander Central was at 7-all. Ashe County 48-0 last we had. Robbinsville 8-0 over Franklin last we had. And Pisgah 42-3 up big on the Inca Jets right now. Kings Mountain 27-13. They got the ball on a punt. They returned the punt back to the 37-yard line. Looks like they're going to take over on the Cox Mill side of the field, up 2 scores right now at Cox Mill. So Kings Mountain doing pretty well. Let's go over to Shelby, folks, and we're going to let you guys listen to some of that game right now. AC Reynolds and Shelby in a battle up in Asheville.
Turnover and has 3 of their own. So what better time than to get one and have a short field here, or even one that goes for a touchdown. As Shelby throughout the years has been known for a lot of big defensive plays. Craig in the shotgun, and remember, this AC Reynolds team had 5 turnovers last week against West Forsyth.
Lots of room to run now. I think Shelby's tired.
Yep, and they're also without Big 77, who got limped off the field a little while ago. Nick Norris comes out with the ball, but I think it was well after forward progress was stopped.
That's going to be an 8-yard gain. And, it's interesting. The referee stood at the 30, at the 28, and then they said, nah, let's go to the 29. So it's almost a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, so Patterson gets 9. And it's 2nd and 1. And now he moves it back. Now it looks like it's more like the 28. Clock running, 5:11, 5:10. Handoff to... Oh, actually, Craig keeps it again, and he's got a first down. So he's doing a really good job with his fakes right now.
Yes, he is.
Gets about 5 yards. Another 1st and 10, and when you punt with 5 minutes left, you have to get the ball back, which means you got to get a stop. And so that's the gamble you take, is if you don't stop them, they can run the clock out. So now clock is Shelby's enemy at 4:42 and counting. And AC Reynolds is doing a great job of using all of the play clock. Down to 8. Down to 5. Snap now, handoff to Patterson, and again, picking his way for about 6 yards.
Yep, 6-yard gain.
So 2nd down and 4. And remember, Jaden Pierce left the ball game on the last series with an injury of some sort, and so don't have that big 290-pounder in the middle there clogging things up. And it's one guy out of the rotation to stay fresh. So 2nd down and 4, AC 40-yard line. It's one of those games that just, in one way, it seems like Shelby is dominated and they're losing, and in another way, it seems like AC, keeps getting short fields and scoring and could be ahead by more. So 2nd down and 4, Lewis in motion. He's done that all night, and Craig keeps it. Breaks the first tackle, but he's going to lose a yard behind the line of scrimmage.
So this is a huge play, Brent. 3rd down and 5.
That's the first. I thought he should have handed it off there. It looked like Patterson had a head of steam, and he's been running well. And he pulls that and then ends up losing a yard. Now you got 3rd and 5.
I can tell you one thing, Brent. The coaches next door thought he should have handed it.
Might be able to hear him through the door here. Big play with 3:15 to go on the clock. Hard count. Shelby stays put. 4-man front. And now they're down to 5. They may take this down and call timeout. Let's see. 2 seconds. 1 second. They do snap it. They throw it out. It's complete out in the flat. And Johnson breaks the tackle, and he's in the clear. 50, 40, 35, 30, 25. Finally forced out of bounds. And they caught Shelby there thinking run. And Johnson makes one guy miss, and there was nobody there. Finally gets taken down from behind by one of the defensive backs, but all the way down to the Shelby 24-yard line.
Really nice play. And, once the comeback started, Shelby, you could see they just got tired, and they're not making the tackles now. The whole first half, any one-on-one play, they made it. And even until the first big turnover, they made all the one-on-one plays.
Patterson, right now they're just running clock. So that was a Patterson on an inside handoff. I don't know that he got anything, maybe a yard at
No, I don't think
best.
they got anything that time. But they got this ball with 5:59 left in the game, and they don't have to snap it till just more than 2 minutes left. Shelby still has 2 timeouts. If they make a good play here, they'll use that second timeout now.
Play clock at 3, and Craig's going to eat it. L.J. Watkins makes a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
And Shelby takes
call a quick timeout. So loses maybe 2 yards there, and it's going to be 3rd and 12. We'll keep it here just because at this point in the ball game, don't want to miss anything. Shelby's players look gassed at this point.
Yeah, one of the things that I noticed when I was doing my work trying to learn a little bit about AC Reynolds is they don't have anybody really playing on both sides of the ball. And Shelby's got, they've got probably 5 players that play substantial minutes on both sides of the ball. And at this point, you can just see that they're just a little bit gassed. And they're starting to give up a little bit of yardage. And the biggest way you can tell that they're really tired is where they were making those one-on-one tackles. They're not making those one-on-one tackles anymore. So this is, again, a huge part of the game. It's 3rd down and 12. And 1 timeout left for Shelby. There's 2 minutes and 1 second left in the game. And, Shelby has only had the ball this half. Well, they've had the ball about 11 minutes, but 6 minutes of that was one drive. 4 minutes and 19 seconds was a drive the first time they had the ball in the second half.
All right, big play, 3rd and about 12 for the Rockets. Back to pass is Craig. He's going to go up in the pocket, throws it low, incomplete. That was intended for Ty Johnson, who's been his go-to guy. We got an injured Golden Lion player rolling around on the ground out here about 35. Let's take an injury timeout. There's 1:55 to go. 28-21, AC Reynolds on top. We'll be right back.
Cummings Furniture is celebrating.
All right, folks, real quick. I don't know, Will. Good question. I was trying to come out. We're going to go right back to Brent and Jeff up at AC Reynolds here to end the game. Some final scores across the board. Roberson 56-6 over East Rutherford. West Henderson 44-0 over Hendersonville. Knoxville Catholic knocks off Brevard 40-13. South Caldwell 56 over RS Central. The Bishop McGinnon Villains 47-0 over the North Stokes Vikings. Hickory Grove 42-0 over Highland Tech. Watauga 55-6 over Avery County. And Alexander Central 20-13 over Wilkes Central. And Robbinsville 26-0 over Franklin. We're going to have more finals and scores up in just a few minutes. KDC broadcast.
And take a look at the Honda CRF 125F and the 125F Big Wheel at Honda Motorcycles of Shelby. Drop by and see them today. Since 1968, Putnam Distributors in Patterson Springs has been serving this area with a full line of automotive products, including oils, transmission fluids, antifreeze, filters, chemicals, parts, and supplies for all types of automobiles and trucks, with many brands to choose from. They sell to individuals or wholesale. Just visit the walk-in counter. Putnam Distributors, 1626 Peterson Drive off Highway 180 south of Shelby. Call 704-487-9395 or visit the website at PutnamDistributors.com. Putnam Distributors in Patterson Springs, offering quality automotive parts and supplies for over 50 years.
Do your floors look outdated? Has your carpet seen better days? Go see John at 137 North Main Street, Boiling Springs. They're your full-service flooring center with a great selection of quality brands. Flooring by Mannington, Thermocore, and Shaw Forte. Carpeting by Mohawk, Shaw and Southwind. Hardwood flooring by Somerset and Shaw. And tile by Florida Tile. They're open 10 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, 10 to 1 Saturday, or by appointment. Call 704-434-19.
AC Reynolds going to attempt a 43-yard field goal. It's hooking left, no good. At the distance, Jeff, and that was Centelia.
Yeah, he hit it really well.
And you could it had that side winding, spin that takes it left, and it sailed left. So Shelby's got one more shot with the ball at the 20-yard line, I believe, because the ball
they hadn't changed that rule.
All right, so Shelby will take it at the 20, 1st and 10. They got 1:49.
And one timeout.
But just that one timeout to go.
But what was nice was that AC Reynolds threw an incomplete pass, so they didn't have to use that last timeout.
Absolutely. So see what Shelby does here. Farmer to throw. Throws it out in the backfield Tate catches it, he gets out of bounds. Jeff.
That's a heck of a run after the catch. He picked up 4 yards.
Yeah.
But most importantly, he got out of bounds after he looked like he was going to be tackled at about the 22. In fact, they're going to put it all the way to the 25.
Yeah.
140 left. What a great run by Tate.
So he gets 5. And minute 40, but that did take a little while for that play. And now Farmer's going to throw over the defense. He's got Calvin Ramseur at the 43-yard line. It's another CSI Mechanical first down.
Wish Ramseur had been able to keep his feet. He could have run a little bit after that. Now Ramseur's down.
Yep, Ramseur's down with an injury. Looks like one of those dreaded
cramps,
early season cramps. That's an 18-yard pass play. But we're going to take another injury timeout. 1:34 on the clock. Shelby driving, down 7.
Their prices will floor you.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series.
At the 39-yard line, they did not snap it all the way to the punter. Instead, they would snap it to Chris Worcester, who is known for being a linebacker for this team when he's not on special teams. And he's just not going to get the job done.
Tackled by number 6, Dak Frazier there for Chase defense. They're playing a good game on offense and defense for the Trojans.
So Chase needs to run 6 minutes and 31 seconds off the clock. That's the remaining time.
Game is not final yet, but it looks like right here in the fourth quarter, it looks like it's 28-21 AC Reynolds on top of Shelby right now in that game.
Thank you for that update, JB. We do have a final from our good friend Malcolm Watson back at Studio Control. And, of course, we heard this one in the booth a little while ago. Thank you very much to Malcolm. TC over Easton, 56-6. As you know, South Caldwell, a big winner over RS.
Nearly picked off. He was looking at Eli Falls, Drew Hollifield, but the defense was reading him because he was kind of zoned in on Hollifield and nearly picked off by Rumbo.
Yep, and that's your young quarterback mistake right there, because that route was jumped, and luckily for the Golden Lions, he just dropped it. It does stop the clock. 2nd and 10. There's still 1:24 left.
Again, ball at the Shelby 43. Farmer's going to throw. They bring a blitz. He completes it over the middle, though. That's Khalil Foster. He's at the 45, the 40, and out of bounds inside, all the way at the 36 of AC Reynolds. First catch by Foster of the year, I believe.
And that is 20 first downs for the Golden Lions to 9 for AC Reynolds.
21-yard pass play, CSI Mechanical, first down.
And he got out of bounds, so there's 1:15 left.
Farmer to go, flag comes out.
Yeah, I believe we had a false start. And I believe it was kind of a hitch by the center. The ball kind of moved forward before he snapped it back, so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
1st and 15. That'll back it up to the 41-yard line of AC Reynolds. Minute 13 still to go. Shelby's got to be thinking first down. Move the chains. Farmer to throw. He's going to roll out to his left, avoiding some pressure. He's going to be clotheslined and slung out of bounds. Did he stay in? Did he get out? They're saying inbounds because the clock is still going, and his helmet came off, so he's going to have to come out. So not sure what's going on.
Yeah, it kind of drives you crazy when they jerk his helmet off when they make the tackle and there's no penalty. I couldn't see it, so I don't know. I'm not saying it was a bad call. I'm just saying it drives you crazy. And the clock is running.
2nd down 16, and you got Drew Hollifield having to come in and throw a pass for the first time all night. He's running all around in the backfield, and he's going to be dragged down. He gets about 2 yards, but lots of times running off the clock. We're down to 37 seconds.
Yeah,
Jeff.
Shelby's got to take a timeout.
And that's, what untimely play for the quarterback's helmet to come off. His helmet came off twice last week as well, and he had to come out for a play. So
yeah, we're over here on the home side. It's really nice view from here.
Mm-hmm.
But that play happened over there on the Shelby sideline, and quarterback Farmer was trying to get out of bounds, and he was grabbed around the neck and thrown down, and then his helmet came off. The fact that the Shelby sideline didn't erupt makes me feel that it was just a situation where his helmet came off. But that was just tremendously bad luck all the way around, because Hollifield comes in and he can't find anybody to throw to, and so a lot of time runs off the clock, and he picks up 2 yards. So what was actually 1 yard, so what was 2nd and 15 is now 3rd and 14. 36.7 seconds left, but Farmer's back in now.
I think we're out of timeouts, so Jeff.
Yeah, we are out of timeouts. That was the last timeout.
So you do have 2 plays to get this yardage. You just can't really have much inbounds. They do through the quick pass that's caught.
Here's the problem. We got to hurry up and run a play, and we got to pick up 4 yards. Clock is down to 26. 4th and 4.
Farmer's going to roll right. He's rolling right. He's going to throw it deep to the end zone, and he's got Bridges. Touchdown, Shelby. There's a flag down.
It's going to be a hold on the right tackle.
There's a flag down at the 39-yard line.
It's going to be a hold.
So the touchdown erased. Boy, what a great throw.
Yes, it was. That's tough. That's tough. 4th and 14. The main thing is there's still one more play left.
10-yard penalty, 4th and 14. But 10 seconds, Jeff. This is probably a play to the end zone or as close as you can get it. And you got to have time to get the throw off, which here comes the pass rush. Farmer's going to step right up into a sack. So that'll do it. He's sacked for a 2-yard loss. And that's going to do it. AC Reynolds wins 28-21 in a back-and-forth battle here in Asheville at R.L. Dalton Stadium, Scott Connor Field. We'll take a break. We'll come back with our post-game show sponsored by Stamey Funeral Home of Falston after this 3-minute break.
With a little bit of a cramp there as he rolled off the field too, guys.
I'm telling you, man, I might get a cramp.
well over the head there. Just not able to make any kind of downfield passing attack tonight. It's really cost them against Chase.
What I've really liked is the
Devaris Green, a UNC commit.
So that makes it 49-21 Chargers. And Nealon Cole extra point coming up. Touchdown brought to you by Numbers Bookkeeping. So this one looks to be over, but I tell you what, just a rough night defensively for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
And guys, let's be honest, when you watch with this Crest offense, there's going to be a lot of long nights against some defenses against this Crest offense. I mean, they just spread you out so far with so many playmakers.
So we knew coming into tonight that it would be that way.
And I understand, and it's a bad snap. Is that what it was? And ball's on the ground, and is it still alive?
No,
and
ball will be dead there.
Ball's dead, so the Nealon Cole extra point no good. It remains 49-21. We'll be right back.
Plan now to attend this year's Cleveland County Fair, September 28th through October 8th. 11 big days of fun for the entire family. Entertainment includes Act Monsters Chainsaw Work,
going to listen. The folks at home listening to the Shelby game, folks, if you're on the radio, someone in the press box kicked their power strip and knocked them off the air just now at the end of the game, trying to walk out. So Brent and Jeff did lose signal, folks. They're going to call the show, call us here shortly on the way home, and give us their post-game wrap-up on the way home. And we're going to just go from there and take care of it. Since we're so late tonight, we're going to take care of them from right here. Let's see, I want to make sure I get them the notes. I guess I can't talk and type at the same time. My mouth went stupid. All right, where's the last game you had, Will?
I don't know.
Will, I'm over here with North Iredale Raiders and the Starmount Rams.
Okay.
And we know the coach up at Starmount, and that game is still in progress. It's the North Iredale Raiders, currently 14, and the Starmount Rams, led by Greg Lloyd, 7. And we have a final on the Avery County Watauga. It was Watauga 55, Avery County 6. We have a final on Alexander Central Cougars and the Wilkes Central Eagles. Alexander Central 20, Wilkes Central 13. On the, North Wilkes Vikings and the Ashe County Huskies, that currently is Ashe County 48 and North Wilkes 0. On the Robbinsville Black Knights and the Franklin Panthers, that's a final 26-0 Robbinsville. The Inca Jets and the Pisgah Bears, that's still in progress. It's Pisgah 42 and Inca 3.
All right, that Ashe County is now a final, so at 48-0, Ashe County wins over at North Wilkes. If you're watching the screen, folks, if you listen on the radio, you can watch the post-game show live on KTC Broadcasting YouTube channel. We're going to go through some highlights and scores here in just a few minutes. Some of the scores didn't even get out and didn't get out of the stadiums because there's so many people at the stadiums. We couldn't get the scores out during the red zone, so hopefully they'll be posting here in just a few minutes at What's Up Shopper on the Twitter. So we're going to talk to all of our announcers at our games here in just a few minutes. Let's see. I'll get back to David. All right, get some scores here across the board. Let's see if I got anything else final that went across. Burns and Crest are still going on. Still same score up there in Lawndale, folks. That game is still live on YouTube right now. It is 49-29.
Oh, yeah.
So the Burns Bulldogs have scored again. So
it's 49-29?
Yep, 49-29 up in Lawndale.
They went for 2.
Yeah, they've been going for 2, and they've been the last few times. But I mean, you down 20-something, don't really matter. It's like I said, 49-29 right now. 7 minutes 16 seconds left to go in the ball game. Somebody's got the ball. Looks like on the 17-yard lines. It looks like Burns is threatening to score again. No, that's the Crest offense. Okay, they're lining up. They came out on the field first. I thought that was D. Crest does have the ball, I believe. What number is Husky?
1.
He's not in the ball game right now. 19's at quarterback.
I would probably pull Husky right now too.
Oh, okay.
7 minutes.
19 would be
3-score
Brock
game?
Melton.
3-score game.
Brock, Don Melton's grandson, his father coaches the middle school, and Brock has some roots in the Burns area.
He's going to quarterback keeper.
He is a freshman.
All right.
This is the future of Crest after Mr. Husky graduates.
All right. So 7 minutes left to go in the ballgame. Crest up 20 on the scoreboard there. We got to have a caller here in just a few moments. David Potter, Lincoln County Game of the Week, is going to be with us here in just a second. And JP, I think we got him. JP, do we got him? Do you got him?
I think so. David, you there?
You can use your microphone.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
There we go. Now, well, hold on, David. I got to mash some buttons to be able to hear you real quick. How about now, David?
Let's try it again. Is that better?
Yep, we got you. Well, David, you was at Forest View tonight for the East Lincoln Mustangs. Victory tonight over the Forest View Jaguars. It was 39-8. At one point, you had a 12-8 ball game, David. It looked like you might have something going there, and then East Lincoln just pulled away.
Well, East Lincoln also finally settled down. They had a lot of penalties early. 4 unsportsmanlike penalties in the first half. It really just disrupted things. Talked to the coach afterwards. There were a couple issues. There was a teammate that was in a car accident earlier today. I think he's okay. But it just shook the team up, and frankly, the coach said they didn't respond real well. And once they did settle down, and when it was 12-8, they made some big plays, a big score right before halftime, a long pass to Riley Shropshire for a touchdown, and then early in then they took the second half kickoff and marched down the field. Bullet pass from Lawless to Jackson Beam. Beam plucked it right off the defender's helmet. It was a great throw, got down the 1 yard line. They went in for the touchdown, and they controlled the game the rest of the time. But definitely not East Lincoln's best game. It was pretty sloppy, over 100 yards in penalties.
Well, with all that, still in 39-8, Forest View struggling out of the gate here. David, we're going to have them a couple more times actually on KTC. We'll have them at Crest, and then we'll have them at Kings Mountain. So they've got a pretty tough schedule themselves, even out of conference, between Burns and and East Lincoln coming to town. So Forest View not afraid to play anybody.
Yeah, it's like here's two defending state champions. Good luck, right out of the gate. So, but they've got to make some decisions at Forest View as well, because Jackson Hill just didn't have time to make some. When he did, he made some decent looking throws. But their best offense of the night was when they went to kind of a wildcat where they put David Howard in taking the snaps, and he would either pitch out or keep it himself. And he's the reason they got the one touchdown. He had a nice 47-yard touchdown or 47-yard run, set up a short score. And they ran in the 2-point conversion, so that made it 12-8. But that's as close as they got. They didn't really do all that great with that Wildcat after that. So I think it was the novelty factor that got East Lincoln, and then they made some adjustments and kept things under control after that.
Well, David, looking at the your schedule ahead next week, Ford and West Lincoln, you get to travel over there for the Battle of Hog Hill, so you get to see a little bit of that. You've already seen West this year. This year that now they put 68 on Cherville tonight, so you get to see them host Ford next week. Got any preview on that? Maybe is that going to be another big win for the Rebels in the Battle of Hog Hill?
I hope it's closer, but based on unless Fred T. Ford's made big strides in the last 2 years, have they won a game in the last 2 years? I don't think
I'm
they.
Not sure.
No, I'm serious. I don't think they have. And West Lincoln just seems to be reloading, just like East Lincoln's doing. What was the final North Lincoln and Lincolnton? We had it 21-0, and then one of the coaches told us it got close late.
I've got 21-20 as my last score, so I don't have the final on that actually. So they just got a safety to cut it. 20 was the last thing that come across my board, David. So I don't actually have a final on that. Someone who's listening.
And that was one of the games. That was one of the games that started late at 8:00 for the Heat. For a while there, we thought they were going to be finished before our game because it took it was over 2 hours, 45 minutes for our game to finish. It just took forever.
So you was right on Ford, 0-10, 0-9 the last 2 years, 1-5 the season before that.
So they've won one game in about their last
24 games, yeah. They did win two in 2019 over Patton and East Burke. So that's the last time they've had two wins. Yeah. It's been 5 years.
If I remember correctly, they have a first-year coach last year, so maybe in the second year things will improve. He gets things going the way he wants them. But West Lincoln with Darren Ponder and Jalen Winnix and Gideon Allen and some of the players they have, they're going to be good again this year.
Well, David, you guys be careful, and we'll look forward to another big broadcast next week in Lincoln County between the Ford Tigers and West Lincoln Rebels. MVPs for your game tonight?
Do I have what?
I said, who was your MVPs for tonight's game?
Oh, MVPs. Overall was Grant Lawless, the quarterback for East Lincoln. They had a lot of short fields to work with, so the numbers weren't great, but he was 6 for 11, threw some great passes, had another touchdown that Shropshire just couldn't quite bring in the back of the end zone. So the transfer from Miami, Oklahoma is looking to be the real deal. And if something happens, Hunter Bowling came in and did a really good job. But Lawless was our player of the game. And then Nate Stevens, who we misidentified as C.J. Holler the whole night because of the uniform change, we gave him Subway sub of the game. He came in six carries for about 60 yards. He did a really good job while Chris Daly was out trying to catch some air in this hot, humid weather.
Well, David, you guys be careful, and thanks for giving us the call, and congratulations to East Lincoln on another win. Look forward to next week's broadcast between West Lincoln and Ford.
Well, Scott and I will be there, and hope we get a good game.
All right, thank you, David. David Potter and Scott Tudor tonight on the call, and on call with Lincoln County Game of the Week. We had highlights of that game, and we do also have highlights of that North Lincoln game. We're going to give you that those schedules here in just a few minutes. I'm sitting here trying to figure out some of these where some of these teams rank in as far as are they 1A, 2A, and 3A. And Charlotte Latin and Charlotte Country Day got like 1,600 students, but they're in a NCISAAI. What is that? The independent? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
So they're not in a conference. I guess the Big South Independent Conference is what it's listed them as. So it's not listed them as 1A, 2A, 3A, or whatever. But they got 1,600 students. That's 400 more than Kings Mountain. How many's Crest got right now? Are they right at 1,200 too?
I think they're closer to 1,000.
Oh, okay. So they're a little bit lower.
So, Community School of Davidson, they was playing against Bessemer City, and they was playing in that league.
They're in that they were in that last year, but that conference, Cherville and Bessemer's not in that conference last year, and it's all charters now. Is it?
Yeah, it's all charter schools. And so,
and usually those charters are not large in numbers, Kevin.
Here's the Mountain Island Conference. Will is Bishop McGuinness, Mountain Island, Corvion, Community School of Davidson, Winston-Salem Prep, Christ the King, Winston-Salem Carver, and Pine Lake Prep is that conference. I can show it to you if you want to see it.
No, I'm good.
I thought I could. That was the wrong thing.
You got any updates in the Crest game?
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say.
Let's go back over there. It is still 49-29 with 5 minutes to go. Well, they're in commercial break. We'll see what happens.
Oh, they're in the commercial.
And Melton, by the way, is the JV quarterback, and they played last night and beat Burns 42-12 in the JV game. Okay.
Looks like I'm getting someone telling me that Lincoln is a final. So if folks say anybody wants to confirm that'd be more than happy for you. But 21-20 what was the last thing we got. Final score: Chase 38, Stuart Kramer 14 tonight. So Chase 38-14 for you folks keeping score at home. If you want, folks, I put this scoreboard out on the interweb on our Facebook and Twitter pages before tonight's games. You guys go download and print your own scoreboard to keep score along with us and keep your little file folder. That's what Terry Reinhardt's sitting at home right now doing. Will writing the scores in. Looking at your pretty bald head pointing right at him as you look down.
That's not bald. I see a hair right there.
Did he miss a hair?
Did I miss one? Shouldn't be any of it.
Do you shave it?
Absolutely.
With a razor?
No.
No? Nair?
No.
Weed eater. Real man.
All right, JP.
I take my pocket knife and shave. What are you talking about?
Let's take a quick break. The post-game show brought to you by CSI Mechanical. We're going to try to round up some more final scores and get right back to you folks on ktcbroadcasting.com.
Your train comfort specialist is CSI Mechanical in Shelby, serving this area since 2010. CSI Mechanical's goal is to provide peace and comfort with respectable, dependable, honest, and reliable customer service for everyone. They pledge to keep their pricing competitive and fair with no hidden surprising cost. 100% customer satisfaction is their goal. From air conditioning to heating to HVAC repair and maintenance to commercial refrigeration. Call on CSI Mechanical, located at 410 South Post Road in Shelby. Call 704-600-6267, online at csimechanical.com.
There's a lot of good reasons to shop Hometown Hardware in downtown Kings Mountain. As a matter of fact, too many to put in this ad. At Hometown Hardware in Kings Mountain, you get friendly service. They're more than willing to help you find what you're looking for. Plus, you get the best possible price, too. From Traeger grills to Milwaukee tools to Husqvarna power tools to Case knives to lawn and garden items. They're there for you. See Howard and Kyle and leave with a smile at Hometown Hardware, 110 South Railroad Avenue in Kings Mountain. See the page at whatsupshopper.com. Termites are the #1 leading cause of damage to homes in the United States, and water damage is second. Neelan Co., a local termite and pest control and moisture and water control business located in Bowling Springs, North Carolina, can help protect your home and family from both. Call Neelan Co. today at 704-434-9411 to schedule a free estimate. Neelan Co., proudly serving the Carolinas. Call Neelan Co. for termite and pest control and moisture and water control. For nearly 50 years, the K family at Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service have been taking care of your bookkeeping and income tax needs in Shelby, Cleveland County, and the surrounding area. They feature a staff of enrolled agents and registered tax return preparers to make sure you get every advantage you deserve. That's Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service, 707 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Give them a call at 704-484-2783. Online at numbersofshelby.com. They are there for you. The Roundup store in Shelby has just received a new big shipment of outdoor furniture. You'll find a good selection of swings, chairs, and picnic tables just in time for your summertime backyard cookouts. And stored away in one of the new storage buildings. There's one for your needs. And don't forget about their kitchen cabinets, including white, plus Larson doors and Pella windows. The Roundup Store, 1610 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at roundupshelby.com. Like them on Facebook, too. Don't be afraid. It's only Dr. Beast, the Dr. Beast duct cleaning machine from Shelby Heating and Air. He's a friendly beast. He will clean and disinfect your duct system. Just give Shelby Heating and Air a call at 704-487-7877 and have them bring Dr. Beast to your home or business to clean and disinfect your duct system. See Shelby Heating and Air online at shelbyheating.com. Like them on Facebook too. They are there when you need them.
And we're back on the CSI Mechanical of Shelby post-game show with the Reverend Dennis Davis, our deacon Will Boykins, our youth pastor Kevin Hastings, and our youth minister JP, as always.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, JP. Will, you love coming in here, don't you? I know you do.
Absolutely.
Let me get JP's camera up here in the corner. Welcome, Friday night post-game show brought to you by CSI Mechanical of Shelby. I'm still trying to round up some more scores here for you folks at home. Burns and Crest got about 2.5 minutes left to go in that game still. Bandy's, did I get that final? That is a final now. 49-6, Bandy's over Ford. So there's your Ford score there, and I guess West Lincoln maybe add to that next week.
Correctly. Ford has won about 3 games in the past 5 years.
Counting 2019, they've won 3 games.
So 49-6.
Yeah, that was the final tonight. Final in Statesville, Lake Norman 14, Statesville 13. Lake Norman 14, Statesville 13 is a final in Statesville. So the Greyhounds 0-2 to start the season. What about that? Will. Statesville last week gave up 13 points in their loss, and they gave up 14 points in the loss today. So they've lost 2 games, and the defense has given up 13.5 points a game. Where's the offense at, fellas? Somebody needs to do something. I'm sure the defenders have had Something to say about that one, Will? What do you think?
Y'all, you know, this came up in the meeting, right?
Came up in the meeting. Still don't have another on Covenant Day and Thomas Jefferson. If we got any Thomas Jefferson fans out there want to give us a call. If you want to give us a call, give us and report a score that we have on the screen and don't have a final, 704-435-2845, and tell JP if you got a final that we don't have yet. We're doing our best to get them to come across. Ever since I know we'll, let's see, Lake Norman Charter final score 30-6. They're going to this pay system on Twitter now, so we don't have the tweet deck. So
do what?
They're wanting you to pay for tweet deck, which is how we got all the scores really quick. So now I got to click on like 9 different scoring channel things at once instead of the one. So it makes it a little bit more difficult for my job, but I'll get through it, Will. I promise. You want to read some scores for the folks at home?
Me?
Yeah, sure. Anybody.
I mean, I guess I could. I mean, we're here.
Burns is final now. Burns is final 49-29. 49-29 up at Burns. We got Ken Link on the phone. If JP hit all the buttons right. Kenny, you there?
I'm here.
All right, Kenny. Cherville Night Fall 68-7. I guess the story is those West Lincoln Rebels, and just tell us a little about what you saw tonight and looking for Rebels got forward next week and how they're looking going forward, I guess, after a big win tonight.
Well, they certainly look strong tonight. The rushing they got a great rushing attack, as you know they do. But the first offensive play that they had, they threw a long pass to set up a touchdown, which I thought was interesting. Of course, I don't think they threw but 1 or 2 other passes the rest of the game, but they certainly dominated. Cherville couldn't stop the run. Their defense was strong. Cherville couldn't really get anything going against the defense. West Lincoln also scored on a kickoff return, also scored on a recovery fumble for a touchdown return. It was a pass that was behind the receiver, and they rolled it a lateral, and that was how they scored on that. But they had a 47-7 lead at halftime, and they did not bring out the offensive starters, second half. They played bench players the whole second half, and still beat Cherville 21-0 in that second half. So,
well, Ken, who was your guys' players of the game tonight?
Well, we had to search a little bit for that, but on the offense for Cherville, we had Josh Ward, the quarterback, who was under duress all night. He went back to pass, and he made several good scramble plays, and did throw a touchdown to Rayson Sewer for the one score they had. On defense, Andron Patterson was the defensive player of the game. And the overall player of the game we did give to Josh Ward, and the offensive player of the game we gave to Samir Moss, who carried the ball, was leading rusher for the Ironman. But it was a long game, lots of stoppage in play because of the scores, but also a lot of penalties on both teams. So,
well, who's the big yardage man for West Lincoln tonight?
Well, they spread it around. Winnick was probably the biggest one as far as he not only had a good many yards rushing, but he also returned that kickoff for a touchdown. Also, Caden Smith rushing, and the quarterback, Allen, also had a good many yards rushing and a couple touchdowns. So they spread it around. Their rushing attack pretty diversified. They run it up the middle a lot, but they'll pitch it out and go wide and got enough speed to get around the corners against Cherville tonight. So.
Well, Ironman next week face Blacksburg. They beat them last year 21-20. So far, Blacksburg this year is 1-1. They won the first week 42-15 over Buford and Lancaster, and then just lost tonight to St. Joseph Catholic 57-7 on the scoreboard. So they'll be at Cherville this week. Chance to Ironman to pick up the first victory, hopefully, Ken?
I hope so. I tell you, the Ironman, I think they could get a passing game going if they, if the line gives the quarterback enough time to throw it. I think he's talented enough to make some things happen, but he just didn't have time to throw it tonight.
All right, Kenny. Well, I appreciate everything you do. You guys have a good evening and a good weekend.
Ken,
Okay, you do the same.
Ken, we are glad to have your.
Talk to you later.
We're glad to have your partner Danny back.
Yeah, he's on there. Oh no, he wasn't. Sorry, Dennis. Go ahead. Say what you had to say.
I was just saying to Ken, we were glad to hear his partner Danny was back on the call tonight. We're glad to hear he's doing better.
Yep, Danny Aker and Ken Link. They'll have Blacksburg and Cherville next week. We should be talking to Brent Pasco any second now in just a few moments. Got some more. JP got some more finals that we don't got. But we're going to talk to Pasco and Jeff Jones. They're coming down the road right now. Now, JP, I don't know who called in this final, but those numbers don't add up on that one. So I'm not.
That's what I thought when I was looking at it, but that's what they told me.
The East Gaston did win tonight, 34-7 over Corvion Community. The internet is reporting that Lincoln and North Lincoln game is over at 21-20, but then JP just got a phone call that said something different. So I don't. We're gonna check back on that one for you folks. I've got Lincoln listed as 0-2, losing 21-20. That's on Max Preps. So I'm going to go with that one for right now. East Gaston 34-7 winners tonight over Corvion Community Cardinals. The only scores we don't have finals right now, Polk County and Tuscola. We don't have anything on Jefferson and Covenant Day. Huss and High Brighton was 19-15 last time we heard Huss. No scores on Pine Lake Prep and South Lake Christian right now. Last score I got on Pisgah was 42-3 over Inca. Last score I got on North Iredale and Starmount was 14-7 North Iredale. West Iredale 38-7 over West Caldwell was the last one we got. And 56-36 Hickory over Newton Conover. And if JP hit all the buttons right, maybe we got Brent Pasco on the phone. Is that
yes,
right,
it's Brent.
All right, Brent, you're going to give you a next couple extra minutes here, and we'll just let you guys kind of talk for a minute on what you guys saw and how the game went. I know you got cut off on your post-game show. I guess you lost power. Kind of let everybody know what happened on that as well. But welcome, Brent Pasco, to the post-game show brought to you by CSI Mechanical of Shelby. Is Brent there? Maybe not. Brent, try again. There he goes. Hey, Brent, I got you now.
Okay. Yeah, so you got RJ, Jeff, and I coming down the mountain. And I'm going to let Jeff take over because I'm driving and give you our players of the game and everything.
Okay, go ahead.
Thanks, Brent. We were trying to figure out who to make the players of the game, and we'll say this: it was almost one of the great comebacks that you've ever seen. Shelby threw what looked like was going to be a 40-some-yard touchdown pass on with about 11 seconds left in the game. That was going to put them within one, and then we're going to get to see whether or not they would go for two for the win. And it was a great pass, great catch, scored a touchdown, but there was a holding penalty, and it was a good call. There was a hold, and so that was really a heartbreaker. But one thing you got to say about the Golden Lions is they didn't quit. They faced a lot of adversity. Had some difficulty with special teams and some penalties and some turnovers, but they made big plays and gave themselves a chance to win at the very end.
So on
Y'all
that,
still here?
yes. On the holding call at the end of the game, on the holding call at the end of the game. I mean, you said it was a pretty good call. Was it even close, or?
Yeah, I mean, well, the quarterback, got outside the pocket, and one of the offensive linemen was blocking as hard as he could, and the guy started to get away from him, and he ended up taking him down. And and it was right in front of the referee, and So he called it immediately, and it was before, he threw the flag before the pass was off, and you're going to get that call's going to be made most of the time. And it was just a situation where the lineman was trying to block as long as he could to give him time to throw that deep pass, and he just got called for the holding penalty. And I was watching the offensive line. And so I saw that, and I heard Brent get excited that it was a great throw and a catch for a touchdown. And I said, unfortunately, it's going to come back because there was it was a really exciting ball game. We went the entire first half. We didn't know if there were going to be any scores. And then the entire third quarter, we didn't know if anyone was going to stop anybody. And so it was a strange game in that Shelby dominated the statistics. But there's three parts of the game. You've got your offense, your defense, and your special teams. And special teams again was kind of the bugaboo, for Shelby this week.
Well, who did you guys pick for? Did you tell your players of the game? Did I hear those already?
All right, we'd say the defensive player of the game was Drew Hollifield. He made several big plays one-on-one. He had a couple of big sacks, and so he was the defensive player of the game. Offensive player of the game, a lot of people to choose from. We had Tate with about 140 total yards and a touchdown. Had Land Farmer threw for 370-something yards, and Isaiah Bridges had a big game, 10 receptions. So I would say offensive player of the game. I think overall player of the game is going to be Isaiah Bridges because he made some good kickoff returns, he made some good punt returns, and he played on the defensive side of the ball, made some plays there, and then had the big receiving games. He'd be the overall player of the game, and so the offensive player of the game. Tate. We'll give Tate the offensive player of the game. Again, he's had 3 receiving touchdowns, and he made a couple of runs where there was nothing there, and next thing you know, he had 15 yards. So he was our offensive player of the game.
Well, where are you guys at next?
Well, next week it doesn't get any easier for the Golden Lions. They're going to host the Crest Chargers, and so that should be a barn burner, and that'll be the first home game at Shelby.
Well, I don't know if you guys can hear. Is there any scores or anything you guys were asking about or wanted to know? I know you guys are coming down the mountain.
Well, we heard that Crest ended up winning fairly big, and that was the one we were kind of keeping up with. Anything that kind of surprised anybody?
Oh,
Lincoln, North Lincoln.
Yeah, North Lincoln 21-20 over Lincoln. As far as maybe surprising, Huff beat High Bright 22-15.
I heard they were only up by 2 at one point. Did they win?
38-14. 38-14. They pulled away.
Okay. All right, so it was 16-14, then they got over. Okay.
Right. Hickory's up 56-36 against Newton Conner. So a bunch of points there. Starmount is down to North Iredell last time we checked, 14-7 for you, Greg Lloyd. I think we about to lose you guys at some point, probably.
Yeah, we're at that point coming down the mountain that we're about to lose everything. But sorry that they disconnected us and we couldn't get connected back up. But at least we got to the end of the ball game, so you know what happened.
Well, yes, we did. I thank you guys, and y'all be careful and tell RJ good job working hard tonight.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
All right, thank you, Coach Jeff Jones and Brent Pascoe right there coming back from AC Reynolds. Reynolds wins 28-21 over the Shelby Golden Lions. We come back, we're going to have scores and highlights from around the area on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Your train comfort specialist is CSI Mechanical in Shelby, serving this area since 2010. CSI Mechanical's goal is to provide peace and comfort with respectable, dependable, honest, and reliable customer service for everyone. They pledge to keep their pricing competitive and fair with no hidden surprising costs. 100% customer satisfaction is their goal. From air conditioning to heating to HVAC repair and maintenance to commercial refrigeration. Call on CSI Mechanical, located at 410 South Post Road in Shelby. Call 704-600-6267, online at csimechanical.com. You know, for 41 years, S&M Sports Shop in Shelby has been serving our area with the finest in sporting goods. That's why they're known as the Athlete's Choice. And no one knew it better than our old friend, Dan Greer.
S&M is also your team outfitter for all local schools in whatever sport you play. They have letter jackets for all local high schools. Plus, S&M is your headquarters for Oakley Sunglasses. For all your athletic needs, go to S&M Sports Shop. They're located at 707 South Lafayette Street in Shelby.
Drivers, start your engines!
Start your engine of savings at Campers Inn in Kings Mountain. Race on in now during the Campers Inn 500. Over 500 units have been discounted for year-end savings. It's the best time of the year to buy. Don't make a pit stop elsewhere. Head to the finish line of savings at Campers Inn in Kings Mountain during the Campers Inn 500. Campers Inn, 615 South Broadway off Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain. Online at campersinn.kingsmountain.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Flooring America in Kings Mountain and Carver One Flooring Home in Gastonia have some great news. New LVP flooring that's waterproof. Hey, and it's also pet-proof. And even kid-proof. But best of all, it's only $319 a square foot. That's right, LVP waterproof flooring for $319 a square foot from Flooring America, 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain, and Carpet One Floor and Home, 2757 East Ozark Avenue, Gastonia. On the Go Quick Lube in Falston is not just oil changes, they have tires for all cars with names like GT Radio, Hankook, and Toyo, plus interstate batteries and wiper blades. Of course they do oil changes, featuring Castrol, Motorcraft, and Rotella diesel oil, and they carry diesel truck fuel filters. Plus, they are an official North Carolina inspection station. For quick service with competitive pricing and professional technicians, head over to On The Go Quick Lube today. 3716 Falston Road, Highway 18 north of Shelby, and go Burns Bulldogs. We keep hearing Shelby needs a good steakhouse. Well, Shelby has one. It's the best kept secret in Shelby. It's a Creekside Seafood and Steak with all of your favorite cuts, ribeyes, New York strips, sirloin, filet, and more. Only choice or higher USDA beef. Hand cut and cooked to your specifications. And don't forget about their fish plates. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it's the Creekside Seafood and Steaks. 1025 Kaiser Street off Highway 74 East in Shelby. Open Wednesday through Saturday 8 till 8. Sunday lunch from 11 to 2:30. Like them on Facebook too. And now the Creekside Seafood and Steak has employment opportunities. For nearly 50 years, the K family at Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service have been taking care of your bookkeeping and income tax needs in Shelby, Cleveland County, and the surrounding area. They feature a staff of enrolled agents and registered tax return preparers to make sure you get every advantage you deserve. That's Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service, 707 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Give them a call at 704-484-2783. Online at numbersofshelby.com. They are there for you.
And we're back on the post-game show with CSI Mechanical of Shelby. With
there you go. You about got it.
Kevin, Dennis, and Will.
Oh, my goodness.
They're laughing about something I don't know.
We're laughing at you.
Of course, they're always laughing at me. I'm the biggest joke of this radio
you went
station.
blank for a second.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. It's been a long night. It's been a long day, long night.
Oh, poor JP. Hey,
Well, let's give
JP,
some
we
scores.
love you, man. Just so that you know,
we do.
We love you, man.
Let's give some scores real quick, and then we're going to do some highlights. Waiting on Rob's call here in a minute. 49-29 Crest over Burns. Reynolds 28-21 over Shelby. West Lincoln 68-7 over Cherryville. Chase 38-14 over Kramer. East Lincoln 39-8 over Forest View. North Lincoln 21-20 over Lincoln. Roberson 56-6 over East Rutherford West. Henderson 44-0 over Hendersonville. Knoxville Catholic 40-13 over Brevard. South Caldwell 50-16 over RS Central. Drawn 49-6 over Patton. North Gaston 10-6 over Bessemer City. Hickory Grove 42-0 over Highland Tech. East Gaston 34-7 over Corvion Community. Kings Mountain wins 37-13 at Cox Mill. High Brighton wins at home over Hunter Huss 22-19. Mountain Island Charter 24-21 winners over Charlotte Latin. Community Schools Davison 29-21 over Charlotte Country Day. Bishop McGinnis 47-0 over North Stokes. Lake Norman Charter 30-6 over Winston-Salem Prep. Christ the King 21-6 over Union County. Hickory wins in a barn burner up there. 92 points on the board. Hickory has 56 of them. Hickory 56, Newton Conover 36. Bunker Hill 49-7 over St. Stephen's. East Burke 29-13 over Freedom. Bandy's 49-6 over Ford. Statesville Falls 14-13 at home to Lake Norman. 55-6 Watauga wins over Avery County. Alexander Central beats Wilkes Central 20-13. Ashe County 48-0 over North Wilkes. Robbinsville 26-0 over Franklin. Scores that we have, but we don't have finals. Pisgah 42-3 over Inca. West Iredell 38-7 over West Caldwell. Tuscola 14-10 over Polk County. And no scores have come across the board for us on Pine Lake Prep hosting South Lake Christian or Thomas Jefferson hosting Covenant Days. If you got any of those scores, want to report any of those to us, give it 704-435-2845 and let JP know. Let's do some highlights as we wait on Rob and the gang get to us. Let's see. It's highlight time. Hopefully some of our scores are starting to come in now on it after everybody's left the stadium. Let's see what we got here. We'll scroll up here for you. There we go. There we go. For the folks at home, let's go here. We're going to start with, looks like Chase High School Marching Band. Let's see if I hit all the buttons right here. Hold on 1 second. All right, here we go. Let's see how Chase does on the band. Wrong song. Little Sweet Caroline from the Chase crew. Hope we don't get a copyright strike. The Chase band.
I don't think anybody can get copyright with the bass get used.
Oh, I thought you said something else. Let me. I'm gonna scroll all the way back to the first of the night. It looked like a huge hit there that we're gonna show here in a little bit. So we'll go through.
Go back.
We'll get to it. We're gonna get to it.
Hits.
We're gonna go back to the first of the night.
You know what? We haven't seen any linemen get run over by their running backs this year.
Not yet. Not yet. That was a good video last year.
It's still ranked number one in my hits.
All right, this is Tanner set up at the West Lincoln game, ready for all the action. 68 points later, West Lincoln wins. Here, how about this is South Caldwell entering the stadium. They put up a bunch of points tonight too up at RS. I guess they didn't bring the band; they just got the cheerleaders with them. How about RS Central going up 8-0 over South Caldwell?
They were celebrating being number one in the
How about 58 with the carry? Yeah, baby.
I need to know who he is.
Oh, we're gonna look him up. We're looking up 58. Here.
Oh my!
Let's see if we can get a better shot of this. Rumbling, stumbling, bumbling. Who was that? Wait a minute. Was that a Fumblerooski? That was a lot happened in the middle there. Was he lined up at fullback? Let's watch this. How did he get that ball? How did he get that ball? Was he in the backfield? I need to know.
I think he swept around.
Yeah, he is in the backfield. Okay, I can see him. They faked up the middle and got it to him off the tackle on something there. Nice little move. 58 with the score. Is that a nomination for the play of the night, Will?
Oh yeah, you got to give it. I mean,
when you wear it 58 and you score,
you got to give the big boys some love.
All right, just wanted to make sure he's on the list for play of the night. I tell you what. While I'm sitting here looking it up, I'm going to look his name up real quick. So
give him full credit.
just so we call it out. So
It's probably the only time all year he's going to get credit.
Apparently he's the goal line back.
Yeah, apparently he's the goal line back. We might hear from him again.
Let's check out 58 for the RS Central Hilltoppers. Quick as I can. Kendall McIntyre. Will, you want to guess how much he weighs? Listed?
220. 250.
5'8", 280.
280.
5'8", 280.
And he moved that well?
Think about that, dude. I'm sitting there.
Hey, that 280 moving.
I was about to say,
pretty good.
I don't want to hit that. Ain't no way. I'm like, that's when we get in the defensive huddle at the safety. And I'm
Can
like,
we remember that? He don't want to hit that.
No, I don't. I don't want nothing. I don't want to hit nothing about that's 280, Dennis.
Male or female.
But what I'm saying, you sitting at safety and you see him come through the line, you got to have a talk with your linebackers and linemen.
No, you got to make a business decision.
Yeah, right. One of y'all have got to trip him up and slow him a little bit because I can't have him hitting me full speed or I'm going to die back here. So, yeah, you guys have to do something up there.
Yeah, you got to make a business decision at that point.
5'8", 280.
You didn't even try. Coach. You see him.
I'll be like, Coach.
Look at him. And now look at me.
You might as well give me the red flag because I'm going to wave it when he comes running at me like
that. That's what I'm saying. Hastings, we don't play that Matador defense here.
Yes, we do. Gee, Coach,
you
not see him, Coach?
Coach says, I ain't going to hit him either.
So I didn't even notice that. I've been showing his scores all night. 58 with the big Kendall McIntyre. Rumbling, stumbling. And that gave him the lead. It didn't last long because watch all these runs by South Caldwell. This one's from about 40 yards out.
Oh, wow.
He gone. I want to know how many yards
that
this guy
ain't no
had.
little dude either now.
Watch, he is long. Look how long his legs are. You don't see running backs that are like that big. You can see him in the backfield right there. He's taller than the referee. And then, Will, I've got a couple of highlights of him tonight. Here's Riley Shropshire for the East Lincoln Mustangs. Opposite corner.
Big bone. Big bone.
Shropshire
Murphy got a big one.
Catches back in the corner. Remember, that's a new quarterback for East this year too. Nice little pass in the right corner. Made it 6-0. Here's South Caldwell. This is that big run, Will. Shoot, hitting too many buttons at once here. That quarterback just acted like he wasn't even in the play. And holler! 80 yards. Look at him. He's gone from the 50. Look.
I think he hit the turbo there, Will.
Wait. Where was the last player we saw? Was that about at the 50? Like, y'all, he's on the 20. Off left tackle, and the last player.
He gave up at the 50.
That's what I'm saying. Look at this. We're going to reverse.
He slowed down. He was like, nope.
He gave up. He was beat at the 40.
Said, nope.
Look, he's beat at the 40.
He said, nope.
I got to get the name of that kid. What a night from him. Long runs. And I'm just trying to get the numbers. It's just too far away to get that. How about Chris Daly, East Lincoln? This made it 12-0. Daly scored a couple times tonight running the ball. This is around the end.
Boy just took his man. What was he going with him? He had to go. It was time for him to go home.
Here's South Caldwell. Another little run here. He gone. Oops, sorry about that, folks. Is that 12 or 13? That's what it looks like, don't it? Something team. I made it 20-8. How about let's Chris Stowe for Stuart Kramer. And this gave Kramer a 7-0 lead. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong screen, folks. You can see better. I'll scroll up, can't you? All right. How about after a long kickoff return, about to the 90 yards, it looks like back to the 10. Chase punches it in, and they take an 8-7 lead here. Untouched from 8 yards out. I'm going to scoot this down, so I'm just messing up. That's why I keep messing up my screen. All right, here we go. How about Lincoln and North Lincoln and Lincoln? This made it 7-0. I lost it. Where y'all? Here we go. How about let's watch it here. Right down the middle of the field. Good pass there.
That field at Lynchburg is looking pretty daggone good this year. I got to admit, they did a banged up job.
Yellow looks good in that asphalt. It's nice and bright. All right, how about Jackson Hill for the Varsity Jaguars gets their only points of the night right here on the quarterback sneak. This is what my highlights look like senior year. The only score of the night, quarterback sneaks it in, 38-7. That right there, you just saw it. That was my senior high. That's exactly what it looked like. Punching it. Hey, it was 12-8 at this point. Varsity was in the ballgame and scaring the death out of these Lincoln Mustangs. How about a 2-yard run by South Caldwell? After all that, this is just not exciting at all. All right, over at Kramer, 10-yard catch here from Robs to Holland. Now, this is the other play of the game, guys. Let's watch this. For other play of the night, ball is tipped, and then it's caught one-handed.
Oh, yeah, this is a play we talked about earlier.
Yeah. One-hand catch.
Snagged it.
Say that again, Cody. Watch this, guys. Folks listening on the radio, you can watch live on YouTube. Tipped by the Chase defender. Woo! One-handed. Really? I'm going to try to get that over and over.
Chase defender was going up to get the interception. 5 was standing back there waiting for the interception to come to him.
Play of the night nominee, Will. So we got the touchdown from Kramer and the big boy stumbling in from about 8 yards out for RS Central. So there's our nominations.
Oh, I like this play because it's just like the coach drew it up, Will.
Yep. That's exactly how Coach drew that play
it always feels good when the play comes out like the coach drew it up, doesn't it? We got anybody on the... Thank you there, sir. Oh, yeah, Steve. Is he on the phone? Yeah. JP, if you're on the phone, JP's just wandering around this place. Oh, yeah. Steve's on the phone. Steve DeGree, we got you there, boss? Yeah, we can barely hear you. I'm losing you, Steve. Give me a call back about 10 more minutes. Let me finish it. We're going to just go ahead and hang up on him, and we'll get back to him in a minute, JP. We'll finish up these. Nick Stevens scampers in the end zone, making it 28 for East Lincoln. Fullback on the score on that one. I'm not going to see that one. Watch that one. How about Cade Davis? Touchdown for Chase. Makes it 24-14
on that play. I like motion.
I was not watching that.
I like motion.
Let's go back and watch a little bit of it.
I like motion in the play. You got all that moving
got
around.
A shift.
You got a little shift.
Quarterback fake. Around the corner.
The quarterback made sure they were set for a second before he snapped the ball because they got to be set for a second.
Yep, good job there, Chase. How about this? Made it 14-0 North Lincoln over Lincoln. Remember they run that triple option. Watch for the fullback handoff here. And there you go. It was designed left tackle. We ended up cutting it back to the right.
How about Lincoln having to face that offense 2 weekends in a row? It's getting chopped.
It's prepared for it all for a month or all summer too.
Yeah.
And they're 0-2. So they didn't get prepared for it enough. That's the North Lincoln band, folks.
So it's Lincoln, North Lincoln, and East Lincoln and West Lincoln. All of them are not in the same conference.
No, they split them up like they did in Cleveland County. So you got 2 2s and 2 3s, and then put them in different conferences. Although it would make sense if we didn't have split 2As and 3As across the state, but we do, and they didn't put those in the same conferences. So the state dropped the ball big time on that altogether.
So what's new?
That's right. Another fullback dive for North Lincoln. That made it 21-0.
That was a keeper, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, was it?
Yeah, it was a keeper.
Yes, he did. He faked the fullback dive on this one. You're right, Phil. Will. Here's the fake handoff.
And then he come back behind it. Just go right back behind the fullback.
Here's some action from the RS band, I think.
Got some guys out there with a football out on the field.
I was about to say, we didn't get much action from the band. Shropshire with another touchdown. He got all kinds of touchdowns today for East Lincoln. That made it 26-8, 6 seconds left in the half. Here's Lincoln and band at halftime.
Listen, they got the best.
I started to say that field does look good.
They got the best.
I'd like to semi-impose the Kings Mountain field and the Lincoln field over one another. See which one you think is
I think they all look good. I haven't seen the Easties yet, actually. I've seen West and North.
I've seen all of them.
Folks, listening to the Lincoln and Wolves Marching Band.
With that big bell.
It ain't run that thing yet.
Huh?
Hit that bell!
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell! No, what's this guy doing? Hey! How y'all doing?
Will, what are you doing at the game, man?
You gotta show him here one more time.
Hey, how y'all doing? Hey,
You never know. People have cameras everywhere now, so you just gotta live your life. If you get up on somebody's TV, you get up on somebody's TV. Quarterback keeper around the end of the shotgun. Lincoln. How about a 21-6? Extra point no good, and that's going to end up costing them the game, Will.
It did.
How about RS Central or South Caldwell? Another run for them. At running back, he put up some career night tonight. No, that's a different one. That's a little fella. That's not that same guy.
That's not that guy.
It looked like Eddie George running in it, as tall as he was. Chris Daly pounds it in for a touchdown, made it 32-8. East Lincoln. How about Shelby, 14-7, punches it in here from about 3 or 4 yards out, right at our cameraman. About landed in RJ's lap on this one. Nice little play there. Good shot, RJ. And then Reynolds punches it in to make it 14-14. Off the toss sweep.
Jay just got there just like
That's 50-day. We'll skip over South Carolina. This made it 21-14. Shelby takes the lead. And he walks in from 10 yards.
From about 10 yards. He makes a cut back in the middle.
Oh, beautiful little cut for Shelby here.
And who was that?
We'll get Steve to let us know here in just a minute. We got him on the phone. Jalen Roseboro, here's a 39-yard run for East Lincoln around the right side of the end. Untouched. Nice little play call. South Caldwell, we'll skip that one again. How about the band from RS Central? Good little for their band. Dun, 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 dun. I want to hear the horse from East Lincoln. That's my favorite song. Yeah, that was RS.
Wait a minute. East Lincoln plays the horse.
Y'all play the horse too?
Oh, do we play the horse? Ray Harper is turning in his grave.
This is AC Reynolds, 28-21. Punching in for about 2 or 3 out. Pick 6 for Chase, 70-yard pick 6 for Chase.
Nothing's sacred anymore.
No.
38-14. This quarterback taking it, keeper all the way. And he gone for Chase.
Are they going to make a run like they did last year?
Maybe. Here's Lincoln and cutting it to 21-18. Deep pass down the side. But they come up short even after getting the safety, 21-20. There's the explanation on Chase's final drive of the night. Or big, here's your big hit, Will. Let's do it again for the folks at home. Y'all folks on the radio can hear that. You listen hard enough. Listen.
That's definitely my big hit so far.
That's a hit, folks. You listen on the radio. Neil Hines with the hit of the night for the Chase Trojans. How about that? And then Chase going to finish us off. All right, JP, you got somebody on the line. Is that Steve Degree? Robbie Root's on the line. How about we talk to Rob? Maybe he's playing the horse with his clarinet riding down the road. Or French horn. What's up, Rob? Big win tonight, 49-29 for the Chargers.
Aiden Carson is an absolute beast. Absolute beast. He would get every snap from me.
Oh, Rob, I predicted that this would come out tonight, 42-24 for the Burns Bulldogs losing tonight to the Crest Chargers. It turned out to be 49-29, and the Chargers struck in many different ways. Will had a question earlier, and maybe you can answer it for us. The new guy, Surratt, was number 20. Did he take a lot of carries away from some of the other players, or was he just incorporated? Because those that may not know, he was playing for Gaffney originally and then transferred to Crest. Well, Rob, that was going to be my point. When you've got this many good backs with the speed and ability that they've got, and then you add another guy in there, it's like, and here comes another one, and here comes another one, and here comes another one. As the game wears on, particularly when the heat is on in the early part of the season, like, against Shelby next week, you've got that advantage of having some fresh legs in there. Well, I think Mooney is a very good quarterback for them. He not only can throw the ball this year, but he's running the ball this year. They've got some running backs. They've got some linebackers. They've got some defensive backs. Overall, I think Burns will win that conference and go far in the playoffs. But tonight, I had to say they're going up against a team with a chip on their shoulder because they had lost to this Burns crowd that they'd played since middle school on up 3 years in a row. And this was the big rubber match, if you will, between Mooney and Husky as to who was having the better game and could get their team to win. And that's why I went with the Chargers. After defeating Gaffney, their confidence had to be there to win tonight. Well, Rob, let's add one more week to this because next week it's the Shelby Golden Lions. And the Shelby Golden Lions turned in a very respectable game tonight against AC Reynolds. So they're going to be ready for the Chargers. Chargers don't nap on Gaffney, don't nap on Burns. Now put the pedal to the metal if you want to beat Shelby, because Shelby's going to give you a slobber knocker contest. Don't underestimate them. Well, Rob, I appreciate your insight into this rivalry. You've been a part of it for many years, and feel free to call us in the pregame next week. I think I know where Shannon's going to go with this game next week, and I need a little backup. So if you could call in, I would have greatly appreciate it. And you can get a secret scouting report from RJ for us.
All right. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
That's Rob Roop at the Crest game. Real quick, Will, we ain't got much time. Go ahead real quick.
I was just going to say, if you notice this Crest's schedule, they haven't played anybody light in their non-conference games. They went to Gaffney, Burns, now they got Shelby. To be the best, you got to beat the best.
Deep pass from Jeb West to Brian. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Owen Sia scores a touchdown for Tuscola. Tuscola up 29-23, and that would be the final, according to that, folks. Let's see that play for you folks there. All right, we got Chip Carter in the house. Chip, what's up, JP? Who I got? Who? Steve DeGree. Steve, what's up? What's up, bub? You got like 2 minutes. Steve, did you see a holding? We were wondering because Jeff didn't like it too much. And was like, oh, they're not going to be happy when you get a touchdown call back on a holding.
No, Jeff said it was a holding.
Okay,
yeah,
did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
he called it a holding.
Oh, Steve, I got some trivia for you about this game. What famous country western singer is a graduate of Reynolds High School? I know you up on your country and western. Luke Combs, courtesy of Phil Combs, and the school is named after the lady who had the first NASCAR race team, female owner. So, I did that for Phil Combs, but the real contest comes next week, Steve. And I was impressed with Shelby tonight. You guys played much better than I thought you did against Kings Mountain. You acquitted yourselves well tonight, and we just got through talking about, I don't know if you could hear us or not, but next week you can throw the record books out the window because it's Shelby and Crest.
All right, Steve. Thanks for giving us a call. I gotta move on. We'll see you next week in the studios after the game. Chip Carter's in the house right now. He was at the Chase game tonight, right?
Yes,
Chip?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And Chip, give us a little bit about what happened to that. You pretty much got like 2 minutes on that, and then I'm gonna let you guys read the scores and get us out of here, Chip.
It was first half. It looked like it was just going to be a runaway, pretty much. The skill players for both teams offensively basically set the tone in the first half, and it got. I don't remember what the score was at halftime, but it looked like it was just going to be a runaway. Start of the second half, it was weird. Chase started struggling both physically and looked like mentally. They were you saw they were having issues with the heat and the humidity. They were cramping up. A lot of their linemen were cramping up. They had to adjust on the offensive line. You started to see depth issues with their offensive line. They had a penalty at one point. They had 4 offensive linemen out on the field, and they were looking Tanner McSwain, the starting quarterback's yelling at the sidelines like, we need an O lineman. And so there was some disorganization just trying to make up for guys dealing with the heat. Meanwhile, on the other sideline, you had Stuart Kramer. They had wonderful adjustments that looked like at halftime. The first drive, every play that Chase was calling from the sidelines, Kramer predicted it and was yelling to their defense and basically looked like they had Chase's number. So the second half, the momentum, even though Chase had the lead at half, it looked like the momentum was swinging. Kramer's way. And then the one clip I tried to get uploaded, and when it didn't upload, and when I tried to re-upload it, it was just text. The video didn't upload. A beautiful 70+ yard pick six by Cade Davis, who was really one of the stars of the game, if not the star of the game for Chase. Just immediately swung the momentum back in Chase's favor, and that was really kind of the play that made the difference for the game. They ran away with it from there.
All right, guys. Next week you'll have Newton Conover at East Rutherford on WAGY 101.5, RS Central at Chesney, and then Cherville at Jefferson next 3 weeks. Let's read these scores and get out of here for the folks at home. We got to get this. We got to get out of here before 12 o'clock. The computer's reset and all the other stuff. So we'll make Dad real mad if we don't do all these buttons right. So I'll let Chip, since you're here, go ahead and start reading the scores. Chip, if you'll do the left side, Dennis do the middle, and then we'll do the right side, and we'll get out of here.
All right, starting at the top of the left. Crest Chargers 49 beat the Burns Bulldogs 29. Shelby Golden Lions lose 21-28 to AC Reynolds up in Asheville. West Lincoln Rebels defeat the Cherryville Ironmen 68-7. Chase Trojans, we just talked about, defeated Stuart Kramer 38-14. East Lincoln Mustangs 39, Forest View Jaguars 8. Final close one, North Lincoln Knights 21 beat the Lincolnton Wolves 20. TC Robertson Rams 56, East Rutherford 6. West Henderson blanks Hendersonville 44-0. The Knoxville Catholic Fighting Irish defeat Brevard 40-13. South Caldwell Spartans defeat RS Central 50-16. Tuscola wins over Polk County 29-23, and Braun beats Patton 49-6. Yes, 49-6. Excuse me.
All right, we have the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets tonight, losing to the North Gaston Wildcats by a score of 10-6. We have Hickory Grove Lions beating Highland Tech Rams tonight 42-0. East Gaston Warriors were triumphant over the Corvin Community Cardinals 34-7. Did we ever get a Thomas Jefferson in?
No. Let me get through these with Dennis. I'm like 5 minutes behind.
Okay.
Kings Mountain 37-13 over Cox Mill. High Brighton 22-19 over Huss. Mountain Island 24-21 over Charlotte Latin. Pine Lake Prep 66-21 over South Lake Christian Community School of Davis, and 29-21 over Country Day. 47-0 Bishop McGinnis over North Stokes. Lake Norman Charter 36 over Winston-Salem Prep. Christ the King 21-9 over Union County. 56-6 Hickory over Newton Conover. Bunker Hill 49-7 over St. Stephen's. West Iredale 38-7 over West Caldwell. East Burke 29-13 over Freedom. Bandy's 49-6 over Ford. Lake Norman 14-13 over Statesville. Starmount 32-29 over North Iredale. Watauga 55-6 over Erie County. Alexander Central 20-13 over Wilkes Central. Ashe County 48-0 over North Wilkes. And Robbinsville 26-0 over Franklin. And Will, Dennis, and Chip all picked Shelby to beat Crest next week. Is that what y'all said during the break?
That's not what
That's not what you said during the break, Will?
No.
Dennis?
That explains that smoke I saw coming from the restroom in there.
That's what it was. Well, Chip, thanks for squeezing in. Any final thoughts on the Crest Burns or anything else, guys? Looking forward to next week's games. Real quick, we do have Crest and Burns on Kings Mountain and Burns on video. Crest and Shelby, we'll have highlights of that on Twitter. Blacksburg, Cherville, Newton Conover, East Rutherford, Ford, and West Lincoln. Dennis, you got 30 seconds, basically.
Congratulations to all the winners tonight. And for those that didn't win tonight, if you played well, congratulations to you.
Will?
See y'all next week.
All right, Chip. Have a good night. KTC Broadcast.